Good evening, everyone. It's Storm here once again to bring another gaming news roundup. We'll be going over the news that happened over the past week, and like all other videos, we'll be going over the small segment of news and the big segment of news. Without further ado, let's get on with it. Our first set of news that we have is Ubisoft has hired Star Wars Battlefront 2 and Battlefield 5 creative director to shape social interactions in his future games. Hopefully, he'll be able to put Ubisoft in a good spot, wherever he's planning on doing for them, because Ubisoft have not been in a good spot for the past couple of months. A couple of their projects got canceled, games delayed. To my knowledge, the only game I could think of that's coming out is Assassin's Creed Mirage. But one of their latest delayed game was Skull and Bones for another time, and by the time of the record of this video, they have not issued a new release date for the game. And anybody who pre-ordered on the PlayStation Store, they got refunded for the game, and the game had been removed from the PlayStation Store, unable to be pre-ordered. I can't say for sure if other places did the exact same thing, but yeah, it's unfortunate for Ubisoft. So me personally, depending how well Assassin's Creed Mirage do, will be the deciding factor what Ubisoft gonna do going forward. Because if I remember right, they said Assassin's Creed Mirage is gonna be like the traditional Assassin's Creed games, because Ubisoft said that the players get a little tired of the whole RPG thing. So I'm curious how that game's gonna turn out. If it looks good to me, I might buy it, but time will tell. Alright, with that out of the way, our next news is PlayStation VR 2 Prep Game Showcase. PlayStation had a showcase for upcoming VR games, some that we already heard of, and some new ones. The list of games that we have are... give me a sec, I just had this pulled up. The list of games we have is Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy's Edge, Madison VR, Desperate, Valve Volstic, Afterlife VR, Ghosts of Tabor, Discordia, Synth Rider, Song in the Smoke, Cave Digger 2, and VR Skater. I'm happy to see that PlayStation is really pushing VR like this, because like some people still say VR is still like a niche type of thing, which I can understand, because getting into VR is very expensive. So I definitely am gonna get the VR too, because I did have some fun moments of playing when the PlayStation VR 1 came out. So far, my favorite game from the PlayStation VR 1 was Astrobot, and my favorite games were Astrobot and Iron Man VR, because I am an Iron Man fan. And some people thought that game was on the rails type of game, but no, you do get control. So I'm hoping the developers could bring it over to the PlayStation VR 2. But if I remember right, the studio got bought by somebody, so unfortunately that seems highly unlikely, unless they decide to just do an update that'll be able to be played on PSVR 2, or they just make a PlayStation VR 2 that you had to buy. Time will tell. I'm hoping they do. Our next set of news that we have is from Monster Hunter Rise digital events. Capcom will have a Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak digital event that will go up on February 1st. That will most likely show what new updates that are coming, because Monster Hunter Rise came out to the PlayStation and Xbox, and the Sunbreaker expansion or DLC is due to come out sometime during the spring. So with this digital event, we'll most likely get a release date. We'll most likely get a release date for it, and what new stuff that's coming. Most likely new monsters, hopefully new areas. I'm hoping they bring back the cooking that Monster Hunter World did. Like, I understand like this certain time period stuff, but it's like, I don't know. Kind of miss like the cat chef, and depending what food you mix, the look of food will be different. Not saying what Monster Hunter Rise have is not bad, but at some point you just like sick of look at this same animation over and over again. But that's just me. Alright. The next news that we have is Ubisoft has announced that Far Cry 7, a Far Cry multiplayer game, are reportedly in the works. And it's rumored that the game may set in the Alaskan wilderness. Oh boy. I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest person when it comes to the Far Cry series. The only Far Cry game that I played from start to finish was Far Cry 6. I tried to play Far Cry 5 with a friend of mine, and you could ask him, I literally fell asleep on the sticks. It was that boring. So I don't know how I feel about this, because like I believe it was like 2021 Far Cry 6 came out. So the fact that they're doing a Far Cry 7 and make a Far Cry multiplayer, I don't know. The multiplayer could probably work, but I think at this point Ubisoft is just throwing stuff at a dartboard to see what could bring in fans to play and stuff. So it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate we got to this point when it comes to Ubisoft, but like I said, I'm hoping they could turn around for their fans. But like I said, time will tell what happened to them in the future. Alright, our next news that we got in, this has something to do with The Last of Us. The Last of Us Season 2 had been greenlit to come to HBO Max, so The Last of Us TV show is getting Season 2. And the show is doing very popular. Right now they're up to 3 episodes, and the first two was good. First 2 episodes was good. Episode 3 was good also, but I leave it up to your own opinion how you felt how they did episode 3. Well, overall, it was a pretty good episode. We're kind of hoping they kept one thing that happened to the game, but stuff happened for a reason. Alright. The next thing that we have is Naughty Dog. This comes from Naughty Dog. It's been reported that Naughty Dog co-president Neil Druckmann says that the studio has moved on from the Uncharted series and could do the same with The Last of Us, should it decide not to proceed with a third mainline series entry. And as of right now, Naughty Dog have no plans to go back to the Uncharted series. And Neil Druckmann elaborated more when it came to The Last of Us. This was his comment. He said, if we could come up with a compelling story that has a universal message and statement about love, that we would tell that story. If we can't come up with something, we have a very strong ending with part 2, and that will be the end. If you have not played Uncharted 4, Uncharted 4 ended. Nathan Drake has retired along with his wife, and he has a daughter. So at the end of the game, his daughter discovered all his wondrous treasures that he got in over the years. So he basically started telling the stories of it. And that's where Uncharted ended, which was called Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. So they basically say like this is the end of the story for Nathan Drake. And that was a pretty good ending. And when it comes to The Last of Us Part 2, Ellie confronted Abby for the death of Joel. Ellie was about to kill Abby for her killing Joel, but then she stopped herself from killing her and let her go, because the cycle of hatred had to end. So her killing Abby will probably have somebody else come looking for revenge. So it will be like an endless cycle. So basically, what I got from the ending, it was basically just forgiveness. And at that end, Ellie just goes off by herself, and a post-apocalyptic world. Some people didn't really like that ending, but I kind of got what the message was going for, which is not really a bad message, but I guess like some people feel like Abby needs to die. So it's unfortunate, but hey, what can we do? But yeah, but the thing is, when it comes to them saying they're not working on Uncharted, that doesn't mean a studio can't pick it up. Like a whole different team do Uncharted. But at that point, I don't think anybody would like that. They were like, people cannot see an Uncharted game without Naughty Dog doing it. It would just be weird to them. So in that case, well, with that in mind, Uncharted 4 ending is a perfect ending in my opinion. And when it comes to The Last of Us Part 2, if they can't come up with a story that would be good enough to do a Part 3, and yeah, and The Last of Us right there. As of right now, they are working on The Last of Us multiplayer, and I believe they're also doing a new IP. Don't know what that new IP could be, but going off of Naughty Dog track record, how they did The Last of Us, Jack and Dexter, Crash Bandicoot, and Uncharted, this new IP could potentially be knocked out of the park, because it was the Uncharted, and it was Uncharted 2, I think, and The Last of Us releasing saved the PS3. Alright. Now, with that being said, our next news that we have got in, yeah, that's all the small news. Now we get on to our big news. Our first news that we got is Warhammer 40,000 Dark Tide have been delayed again for the Xbox version. And here's a letter from the developers. You would like to read for yourself, you could pause the video, but I'll go over what it says. Open letter to our players. We are taking enormous pride in our ability at Fat Shark to deliver a game that millions can enjoy. This was what we set out to do with Warhammer 40,000 Dark Tide. To create a highly engaging and stable game with a level of depth that keeps you playing for weeks, not hours. We fell short of meeting those expectations. Our next few months are so focused to address the feedback that many of you have. And in particular, we will focus on delivering a complete crafting system, a more rewarded progression loop, and continue to work on game stability and performance optimization. This also means that we will delay our seasonal content rollout and the Xbox Series X and S launch. We will also suspend the upcoming releases of premium cosmetics. We just couldn't continue down this path, knowing that we have not addressed many feedback areas in the game today. Thank you for playing and providing feedback. We really appreciate it. It has and will continue to help shape the game we love. For Martin Walund, CEO and co-founder of Fast Shark. Warhammer 40k Dark Tide is a single player and co-op game that was coming exclusive to the Xbox console and PC. But unfortunately, the PC version was released, but the Xbox version unfortunately had been delayed. And with this news, it got delayed again. Which is unfortunate, but they're really taking their time to make this game the best it could be. At least, that's perfectly fine also. At least they gave the gamers a heads up what was going on. Because some will probably not say nothing. Alright. With that being said, on to our next one. Our next one is Atomic Heart have finally gone gold. It's an upcoming first-person shooter. Atomic Heart have went gold. It is released on PS5, the Series X consoles, and PC. I don't remember if it's also coming to the PS4 and Xbox One. But yeah, the game went gold. I believe it comes out in a couple of months. So, yep. For what I saw, the game looked crazy with all the stuff that's going on, and it's also going to be on Xbox Game Pass at launch. So, for all those who've been looking forward to this game, I hope you guys enjoy it. Alright, on to our next one is, this comes from The Last of Us faction news. Neil Druckmann had made a statement involving The Last of Us factions. He said, "We've been pretty open that the next The Last of Us game is going to be this multiplayer experience, where you'll be able to enter the world of The Last of Us with your friend and get to experience the tension and brutality of that world, and a brand new story and cast of characters that live in another city that we haven't seen yet in the world of The Last of Us. This is going to be another chapter in the universe of The Last of Us." For what Neil Druckmann is talking about, this multiplayer that they're making for The Last of Us, it's supposedly going to be big and stuff. So I'm really hoping he could deliver that, because people have been waiting for this multiplayer ever since it was announced that The Last of Us Part 2 would not have multiplayer. So I'm curious. How it's gonna turn out and stuff. I will definitely give it a try when it does come out, because when it comes to multiplayer games, you need to be on that day one, or else you could be behind. And that's no different when it comes to The Last of Us and the Uncharted multiplayer that Naughty Dog have also worked on. So, for what he's saying, I hope it lives up to that hype and the people who have been waiting for this for longest, I hope they get what they've been asking for. Okay, our next set of news that we have gotten was a leak. It was a leak video of the Horizon Zero Dawn or Forbidden West multiplayer. I'm not gonna put the video of the leak video, because I did not want to run the risk of getting a copyright strike. But supposedly the leak video was from a 2020 build of the multiplayer, and this image is just a concept art of what was showed. I seen the video and stuff. It looks like this. I don't know if the Horizon multiplayer is gonna be like a mode or a totally separate game from itself. But yeah, it's clear. It's clearly not ready, for what I could tell. Because granted, this is a 2020 build, so we're probably gonna get something to let us know, like, hey, a multiplayer version of the Horizon is coming. Still don't know if it would be its own game or it will be like a big update for a game mode, like how Sucker Punch did for Ghost of Tsushima when they added a co-op mode in the game. And yeah, and I am looking forward how that turns out. Alright, on to our next news. Our next news that we have gotten is rumors of the potential PlayStation Plus essential. I think PlayStation Plus tier games that will be coming for next month. And the rumored games that we're supposed to be getting is Mafia: The Definitive Edition, Ollie Ollie World, Evil Dead the Game, and Destiny 2 Beyond Light. Destiny 2 Beyond Light is kind of interesting to me because it was it was a DLC. So I'm guessing if you get this, you'll get the Destiny 2 game plus the Beyond Light DLC. And to my knowledge, this is the first we seen something like this when it comes to the PlayStation Plus tier list. Like, granted, they have given us definitive version of a game that comes with the DLC and stuff, but like calling it Beyond Light. So I'm curious if you're getting the free DLC or you're getting the game and the DLC, because now that PlayStation have bought Bungie, this is the first time we see. Well, matter of fact, have Destiny ever been part of PlayStation Plus before? I can't really remember. If it has, I can't remember if they did it, but if not, this will be the first time we'll see it on the PlayStation Plus. Right. The next news that we have gotten is, this comes from the developers of the game the day before. It's a very interesting situation with this. You don't know what is the day before. It's being made by a studio called Fantastic, and it's like a Last of Us meets Division type of game. You could drive cars and stuff, going through this zombie-filled world looking for resources. I think you also come across like bandits or stuff like that. It looks interesting, but apparently a lot of stuff have been going on behind the scenes. I did do some knowledge what was been going on, but apparently this game did get announced to go up on Steam, and they was gonna show some gameplay. But some stuff happened that they said, one of the stuff that happened for the game was some Steam maintenance messed up the game, messed up something. So that caused a whole issue and a supposed delay. Then they said they were going to show a raw gameplay of the game and have the release date. But a couple of days ago, that wasn't the case. Apparently, a whole other situation that happened that they're blamed on. And because of this situation, people are starting to believe this game is a scam. It does not exist. And here is a statement that was made by the studio who's making it. It said, "Dear fans, Right before the release, Steam blocked our game page at the request of a private individual because of the name the day before. As you know, our game was announced in January 2021. At the time of the announcement, the day before game trademark was available. After announcement of the game, the above-mentioned individual filed an application before us to register the game trademark the day before in the United States. What's next? Previously, we were not aware of the existence of claims. We found out about this only in January 19, 2023, when we received a complaint from him and request to contact him. Now we have find out all the services of the incident, and we will definitely solve everything. We previously planned to post a lengthy gameplay video later this month, but we have to sort this issue out first. We will post a video ASAP. As a result, we have made the difficult decision to postpone the launch to November 10, 2023. We will understand this may disappoint many of our fans. However, we want to ensure we release the best possible game. Our 100% focus remains on the game itself and how to deliver the best possible game possible. Thank you, and we hope for your support. And that was the statement from the studio. As you can see, it is very wild. So apparently they're postponing the game release all the way to November 10th. And they're delaying the release of the raw gameplay that they were planning to show off. And I'm not gonna lie, how people think this is a scam, to be honest, like, me looking at it, this low-key seems a little bit far-fetched. Like, alright, let me play devil's advocate. Let's say they are telling the truth that because of this whole copyright thing name for their game, right? Let's say that is the true reason for the postpone. Why would that stop you from, why have you not keeping up to date to the trademark of your game name? And would that be you could still show them the raw gameplay to show, yeah, this game is a real thing. So, I don't know, it just sounds low-key sketchy for what I learn about the situation and what people's been saying who have been following this game, because it just seems a whole lot of weird. Yeah, there's some some type of gameplay for the game and stuff, but people look at it it looks like a tech demo. So it's and because of this situation, the game is no longer on Steam. But some people said they have looked up their website, and their website still has the name the day before. So if this was a whole copyright thing situation, you would think they would take down their website so they won't get in trouble for having that game, for having the name. It low-key seems sketchy. And I did saw that people say one of the Discord moderators said he have not seen the gameplay. Wherever gameplay they were planning on releasing, they have not seen it, so they can't say if the game is true or not. But as of right now, I believe his posts got deleted and stuff, so that's a little bit sketchy. Also, somebody from them spoke. I had an interview with IGN. They said they are upset that some people believe that this game is a scam. They came out and said they have not taken pre-order, they have not done anything, no crowdfunding, none of that. They didn't take no money and stuff, so it's not really a scam for what they're saying. But it just seems so sketchy. This reminded me like the situation with the game Abandoned, and we still know, like I think PlayStation removed that game off the wish list. So yeah, like, I don't know. Time will tell what's gonna happen with this game. For what I saw, it does look pretty interesting, but a person like me, I'm not really big on the whole zombie genre and stuff. Like, to be honest, for me, I'm sick of seeing zombies. So that's why I'm a little bit burnt out seeing zombie games or anything zombie related. Yeah. I'll keep more stuff develop around this game. I will keep looking at it. Alright. Our last bit of news that we got in was Sony have released a live action advertiser for their upcoming games that are coming and games that are released to show like, yeah, the PS5 is more in stock in other regions everywhere. Basically just showing that the chip shortages are a thing of the past. If you want a PS5, you could definitely get one. I saw somebody posted a screenshot that all different versions of the PS5 is on the PlayStation Direct that able to pre-order. That is including the system by itself or the bundles. So yeah, I think that's really good. I did saw some like a funny picture of somebody saying like somebody who scalped the PS5s were trying to refund them at Walmart, and the person at Walmart refused and sending a warning to other stores. So yeah, to be honest, this was bound to happen with all the scalpers trying to scalp up all PS5 and stuff, and think people was willing to pay that outrageous amount. You know, some probably did. I'm not gonna lie, some probably did pay that outrageous amount, but that's only like a handful. People just held out until the PS5 was more available, and look what happens. People are starting to get their PS5s. But back to the live action advertisement. I'm gonna put the video right. I'm gonna show you the video, and I want you try to see if you can catch what we're about to discuss after the video.
This is live from PS5. Let's go now to our first story.
The good people of Manhattan woke up to a gift from their favorite hero as he delivered a gang of criminals on something of a webbed platter.
Historic scenes unfolding in San Francisco.
The first of her tribe to have laid eyes on this scene in over 2,000 years.
Oavsett om det här är skimmervintern eller inte så är det...
お伝えしてます。後ろをご覧ください。召喚獣同士の戦いは激しさを増してます。
Unsure whether to call a doctor or a gardener.
Experts are linking all of these events to an increase in activity on PS5.
Story's coming a little fast. A ship crash lands on this now at breakneck speed. Sorry to cut you off there.
Shapes appear.
Unprecedented. In today's news,
Let's go right now.
This was live from PS5, bringing you the extraordinary.
As you can see, they show Marvel Spider-Man 2 with the release date fall 2023, Horizon Forbidden West, God of War Ragnarok, Final Fantasy 16, which is due out June 22nd. But as you're looking at that advertisement, some people believe they got some hints of future games that are potentially could be coming to the PS5. One that shows like a woman that looks like she's in some type of cave with the torchlight, and by the looks of it shows a young girl. People believe this could be a hint or a tease of Uncharted 5. But this time is not Nathan Drake, it's his daughter. And it's kind of hard to see because it happens for like the scene shown for a split second. For what I saw, it could potentially be Uncharted, because the thing is, if it was Uncharted, when it would show Nathan Drake, but this one it shows a woman. But of course, you probably think, oh, it could be Tomb Raider. But why would they show Tomb Raider? Because a while ago it was reported that a new Tomb Raider is in the works, but it'd be weird it'll be showing it, especially PlayStation more than likely will not have the marketing rights. The reason why we saw Final Fantasy 16 in this advertiser, because Final Fantasy 16 is, as of now, it is exclusive to the PS5, and PlayStation got the marketing rights for it. So I'll be optimistic and say like maybe a new Uncharted could be coming, but this could be a totally non-related thing from that advertisement. But another thing that people said, for a split second, you see people on horses running through a field, and there was like a house on fire in the back. Some people believe that could be a tease of Ghost of Tsushima 2. If you don't know about Ghost of Tsushima, Tsushima Island in Japan was invaded by the Mongol invasion, and now you play as a character named Jin Sakai, who was a samurai who took a different path and became the ghost. Basically not a honored warrior. He do carry the traditions of he still carried the teachings of a samurai, but he also does it his own way. It is possible that Ghost of Tsushima 2 could be coming, because at the end of Ghost of Tsushima, the Mongol leader, Koda Khan, when you kill him, he says more will come. So that basically saying that other Mongols could come, which is history will probably be Genghis Khan. And at the end of the game, they give you like a two choices thing, like do you want to kill your uncle or do you want to let him live? If I remember right, says the one that was the true ending is the one that you let him live. So that could also play an important role, because in history, the mainland of Japan got invaded by the Mongols. So maybe Ghost of Tsushima 2, we go to the mainlands. We go to the mainland of Japan to fight off the Mongol invasion, which will potentially give us a bigger map, and also have us most likely fight other samurais also, because technically you are a wanted person. Like the shogun wants you dead, and he actually sent his Jin Sakai uncle to kill you, but of course he wasn't able to do it. So that could play an important role for the story. So I'm hoping Ghost of Tsushima do get a sequel, because that game was so much fun. It was a hard decision what was my game of the year for 2020, because it was a tie between Ghost of Tsushima and Final Fantasy VII Remake. But yeah, I have fun with both of those games, and I love the story of Ghost of Tsushima. So me personally, I want more of it. Alright, that's all I have for this news roundup. Not a lot happened for the week, honestly, but we'll see what happened for next week when we get to the start of February. So far, I have come across some news for this week. So on the next video, we will potentially have a lot to talk about. So I'm your boy Storm. I hope you guys have a good night and enjoyed your weekend. You guys have a good night. I'll catch you guys later.